Alright, so the way that this works, I can't go through any doors. That's the rule of this challenge mode. The only exception for that is sometimes you can't get to the end without having to go through certain doors, like in the castle level you have to go through a portcullis that has a hole in it, and the final level, Aztec I think it was called, you have to lift a big stone door to get through. With the exception of those ones, and possibly others that I can't think of, no doors at all. This means that I'll probably be climbing a great deal. No, I'm going to be climbing a great deal. If you'd rather watch a video instead of a stream, I have got a recorded version of this on my account, so you can just watch that if you like. But that's how it's going to work. Hopefully the stream keeps going, because it's saying it's got a bad status at the moment, and I don't know enough about computers to be able to fix it. But hey, we'll see how it goes. And that one. Internet's quality is coming and going at the moment, so hopefully it stays decent. When I say I can't go through doors, it typically means ones like these. Usually you have to find a way to open them, either just pushing a button or... well, yeah, all of them just involve pushing buttons, but... typically I will not be doing those at all. I will be climbing. So you'll be seeing a lot of this if you end up watching this. Jump up. And boom. Made it. Boom, boom, boom. Hit. Luckily I don't have to actually go through the doors, so I just need to jump off at the right area. For the exits I mean. So if I just jump down and jump down in front of the door, then it still works. Still ends the level. Doesn't just restart me.
Yet they can't fly and never will.
That's right. But I can climb with the best of them. Ah, my face. This one's really easy. Just grab hold of this wall, swing around, grab hold of that wall, and you're in. And the stream is saying it's called good health now. That's better. Hopefully it stays that way. And scooch it under me, and ta-da! Already skipped 50% of the level. Exit's right up there. Yeah. Now, I don't know if you read it or not, but I've got a thing saying that it's... I won't be doing any of the puzzles, so I can't even move the trains. That's just the rule. Try that again, shall we? Come around this side and boing. Gentlemen. I hit the face. Oops again. One more time. And 1,000 more times. Dang it, almost had it. Made it. Whee! First time I did this level, I didn't step on the little platform outside the door and I just jumped straight off. Straight off the wall, I mean. And it stepped me back to the beginning of the level because I thought I died. But I didn't. I survived. I can't quite decide this one. I can't decide if jumping on these is part of the puzzle or if it's just a way to go. So I'm not going to do it at all. I'm just going to go straight over here. Just got to skip the whole thing. And jump straight up. Yeah, I'm going up there. It's part of the challenge. There's climb everywhere. Whee! I'm gonna swing from the wall, from the wall. I don't know what the point of that cave is. I know where the entrance is. It's down over there. I found it the first time I climbed up that wall. But yeah. I don't know if I can get in through there through this way. Or if there's some other way that you're supposed to do it that I'm unaware of. Don't know. Anyway, when it comes to this way here, there's no other way to get there. Aside from either jumping across those or from using the rope. So simply because of the more fun option, I'm going to use the rope. Geronimo! I wonder how many people realise that if they work out how to climb, which is easy once you work it out, practice it a bit, just how easy most of the levels are to actually just completely skip. But now I've not done a single one of the puzzles in this level so far. Granted, there's not many of them. Now that I think about it, most of the puzzles in this one is just how to climb, basically. I have to get that door. If I don't touch it, it sends me back to the beginning. Bloody internet, would you stop crashing? Sorry if the streams are coming through for you very well. Tends to be a bit dodgy. Hello. I'm not going to go through it because that would break the rules. I'm just going to reach over and open it. That's what I did last time, and that's all I needed. So hopefully it'll be the same this time. Up, and you get... Yay! Bye-bye. Wee. Thank God for things. Mattresses. Couldn't think of the word mattress there for a second. It's a bit weird. Double. Ha! Didn't fall. What over there? Gimme! I want bite. Ah, my face. Even though I don't have a face. I'm just a grey blob with jacket and hat. Yay! Come aroundy. Grab onto the wall. Same thing with the last one. I think I just need to break the glass. I don't know if I just drop whether or not it'll work. I don't really want to find out. Well, I kind of do, but not right now. Just get over here to break the glass. Did it last time and it worked, so it shouldn't be able to work again now. Break. There it goes. Whee! There, the world is falling. That was the wrecking ball on the crane. That's funny. It's not frozen, it's just loading. Still here. Ow! My face! And various other body parts. I put some music on before this when I was doing a different stream for Dying Light. Put some music on through Spotify, but I didn't know that you can't broadcast at the same time as you listen to music, which is a bit of a shame. But it's fair enough, I guess. It's probably copyright music, so I'd probably get in trouble if I did have it playing. I laughed a fair bit when I found this one. And I doubt it's much of a secret, because there's this... I don't really know if this would be called an Easter egg, or if it's just a secret, a little bonus area, but you can take that hook, and you can hook it onto the line up there. I've not done it before, I just couldn't be bothered because it's a pain in the ass to actually get the hook up to there. And you can slide all the way down to the spinning wheel, whatever it's called. But I found that if you just jump, you go straight to the end of the level. Like, literally straight to it. This is it. Usually I would use the catapult to throw myself over, but that's part of the puzzle. Can't do that. Down you come. Come on, I know you work, I've done it before. There it goes. Yeah, don't crush me. I said don't crush me. I am stuck. And now I'm free. I thought it was weird that this is the only plank that breaks out of the whole bridge. The rest of it's fine. How'd you do that? That was weird. Try again. Try again. This is what I was talking about earlier about having to go through doors because there's no other way to get in here. There's no windows or anything that I can sneak in through. Had to go through that one in order to get to here. Whee! And trapdoors don't really count, so. I think the next one was the power plant. Or was it the ocean? I think it was the ocean that came next. And yep, ocean. This one I kind of have to use the boat because I can't climb unless the walls are completely flat, but these ones have a curve to them. And when they're curved, as he lays on them, I can't swing because he gets stuck. And so I can't get his arm to go up to grab higher than where he is. So I have to use the rowboat. There's no need to over there. Usually you would take the rowboat to that part. You would take the sailboat to the powerboat. Then you take the powerboat to the giant boat that's in the distance that you can't see. And then you take the giant boat to behind there. But I'm just going to skip all that. I'm just going to straight to this part. Just going to go straight to the water wheel. What are those things actually called though? The wheels that catch water that generate power. I want to say water wheel, but that feels like a nickname, not a proper term. I don't know. A mill? Was that it? Water mill? That feels right. Water mill. Although water mills are usually used for cutting wood because they spin and they attach things to them to make a blade go up and down so that it cuts. I don't know if that's the only thing that water mills are used for. Genius design though. And I'm up. Alright, now I'm going to climb all the way up there. That's right, all the way up there. This part's going to take a little while. I want to fast forward about 2 minutes. Hey. I'm climbing. Just picturing like Jacksepticeye trying to do this, and like have him freaking out about heights because he's terrified of them. That'd be funny. It was actually through him, that I learned about this game in the first place. I watched one of his videos. I think he did it with Robin. That's when he did the... Yeah, because he didn't play it on his own. I think it was Mark that played it on his own, Markiplier. And then Get Good Gaming from Half Five Studios. All four of them together played it. I thought that was pretty fun to watch. And when I did the video of the speedrun of this game originally, I was actually listening to Jacksepticeye playing. And I thought it was pretty funny that by the time his game had finished, his video had finished, sorry, I had actually completed the game. So I felt kind of bad about that. But no, it's super funny though. If anyone else ever looking for some good YouTube content, Jacksepticeye. And he's a great YouTuber. He's the reason I got into YouTube, because I absolutely loved his videos and I just wanted to be able to do something similar. I can't compare to him in any way, shape or form. But yeah, he's a great YouTuber. He's really funny. He's apparently a really nice guy. He's not just like that on his videos. People that have met him before have said, he's super nice. Just love to be able to meet him someday. That'd be awesome. The other day, he played, because Deadpool 2 was coming out at the time. He played the Deadpool game with Ryan Reynolds. When I saw that, it was just insane to me, because Ryan Reynolds is one of my favourite actors. And then him sitting down and playing a game with one of my favourite, with my absolute favourite YouTuber, was just insane to watch. Whee! Ready? Oops. Hardest part about this is when you swing, you need to get his hand to go out wide and come up and sort of just splat against the wall. Because the way the game works, you just hold down R2, and he moves his hand in whatever direction the camera's facing. And then once his hand hits something, it automatically grips onto it. So you can accidentally grab onto the wall underneath you, which is annoying because it pulls you downwards. This one's a blooming nightmare to climb. When I was trying to work out a way to sort of cheat on this one like I was doing with the others, I originally took the truck, and it's got a little thing on the back, so its trailer can rise up like that, and that goes right up in there. What I originally tried to do was, I brought the car, truck, whatever, around here. I raised it and I tried climbing up the back of it so I can get up into the tower there. But when I did, it only got me back to about halfway. And because this is slanted, as I said earlier, I can't climb when it's slanted. It needs to be flat, or pointing away from me even, so I can, like, if it's like that, I can dangle underneath it. But if it's like that and I'm on this side, yeah, I can't get my guy to swing properly, because he sort of grips onto the wall. So this one takes a little while. It was good fun though. It's like a puzzle game. I skip all the puzzles, and in the process I make more puzzles. So what's everyone's plan for the weekend? Or weekend? Anything exciting planned? I've got literally nothing planned. I'm very bored. One of the downsides of being unemployed, you do very little during the week. It's crazy how even just the smallest bump in the wall can actually throw you off. Yeah, fair enough. I should probably clean my room, actually, it's a bit of a mess. Literally the part that the camera is pointing at is pretty much the only part of my room that doesn't have junk strewn about it. Yeah, it is fun. Like, I imagine this will be like what Spider-Man could do if he didn't have his super strength. He'd just sort of like flop all about the place, desperately clinging on to whatever it is he's touching. I'm debating whether or not to get the new Spider-Man game. Because honestly, I watched a gameplay demo of it. It doesn't look that good. I don't know why. Just watching them fight. It looked good. I mean, visually wise, the graphics are great, but the game itself, it looks so boring to play. And I don't know. From what I saw, a lot of it was QTEs for a boss fight. I hate QTEs. Well, don't hate them. Don't mind them, but when they put them in place of a fight, of a boss fight, I hate it when they do that. Yeah, some of them are. Remember one of the games that still stands out to me as one of my favourites is that old Prince of Persia: Sands of Time game. It was on the PS2. Did you ever end up playing that one? That was my absolute favourite game as a kid. I keep hoping that they're going to do a re-release, not a re-release, what's it called? A remaster for the PS4. Doesn't look like it's going to happen though, unfortunately. But hey, they're going through some of the old games. I mean, they're doing Spyro. If they can remaster Spyro, they can remaster pretty much anything. Because for its time, Spyro was a freaking big game. Even now, it's a pretty good sized game. Never played that one? No. I think you mentioned at some stage that you still have a PS2. If you get the chance, definitely recommend it. Prince of Persia, it's called. It's so much fun. It's all about the sands of time. You get a dagger that can literally rewind time, but the dagger goes into a giant hourglass, and inside the hourglass is the sands of time. And when they get released, they basically create sand demons. And your character, you never learn his name in the game, but in the movie they they release his name, and I can't remember what it was. I think it was like Dustan or something like that. It was so weird to hear his name because I always just called him Prince. But yeah. Anyway, and you meet another girl called Vala, and they never really clarify, or at least I can't remember her mentioning who she actually is in the world. I think she was a concubine of one of the kings that was around at the time. But you meet her, and she knows all about the hourglass. She's one of the people that's supposed to be protecting it. And when she sees that you've got the dagger, and she wants it off you, but she's not a warrior, but your guy is, so she can't exactly just take it off you. So she compromises. She helps him out. Like teaches him how to use it, what it does, and how to reverse what the hourglass has done. And she has a bow, so she can shoot and stuff. In the original game, she doesn't do much fighting wise. I mean, I probably finished about half the game without realizing that she was actually shooting. Don't fall, don't fall, don't fall. Please don't fall. Yeah. Right, that's fine, just go eat. Yeah, it's good fun. And the only downside is they released so many new versions, very few of which were actually good. And while I like the movie just because of sentimental, I mean, favourite game becoming a movie, hell yeah. But the movie itself wasn't that great, if I'm being honest. I mean, I'd probably find it now if I wanted to. but I don't want to. But oh well. But it's good though when you have memories like that of games and moves or anything you've seen that stick with you that much. Now I think about it, that's actually one of the first games I ever played that had parkour in it, because you guys could run up walls and everything, so... Okay. I'm a bit stuck on this one. Because if I go on the edge, he slides backwards. But because this thing is curved, it's hard to move around without falling. Get up there. And draw the hand. Okay, stay out this time. Devil. Please no fall. But one of the things that really stuck out about the game was you could actually rewind time in the middle of a fight whenever you wanted. Like if your guy got hit and got killed, you'd hold down L1, I think the button was, and it was just the whole thing would rewind, and the bad guy would do the same attack. So you could adjust, you could jump over his blade if he's going low, you could block it high or anything like that. And if you stab them with the dagger itself, if they're weak enough, if they're stunned, it'll actually kill them, and the sands will be absorbed into the dagger, which is how you recharge the dagger, because obviously you can't use it whenever you want, how many times you want. But if you stab them with it directly when they're not weak, it would actually freeze them, so basically it would slow down time only for them, so they would be super slow, but everything else would be same speed. And yeah. Last level. Boy. And I'm near the end of the game. They never explain it. It never comes up. But as you play through the game, you start finding new swords, and it's how you upgrade your weapons basically. Because like, you just have a sword and the dagger of time. That's all you've got. But as you go, you can find new swords hidden about the place. When I say new swords, I mean there's 3 of them total. 4 if you count the one you start with. The final sword, after Vala has actually stolen the dagger off you, she sleeps with you, and as you're asleep, she steals the dagger and runs away. And as you go through, you find another sword, and this one hit on any of the sand beasts kills them instantly. Doesn't absorb the sand, it just scatters it, and they're just gone. And sword never gets explained, never gets brought up again. And anyway, you fight through the thing, through them all, eventually reach Vala. Then you meet one bloke who's called the Vizier. If he has a real name, you never learn it. And he's actually the one that stole the dagger off you to try and to release the sands. It was him that caused everything. And he actually kills Vala. And when I say kills, I mean he pushes her off a sort of cliff. You're inside, but it's like down a staircase basically, really long one. And she has the dagger on her at the time. And the prince dives to catch her, and he actually ends up grabbing onto the blade of the dagger, and she's still dangling off, holding onto the handle. And obviously holding onto the dagger, he can't lift her up like that. So she lets go of the blade and dies. And then the prince goes to the hourglass, and he stabs it into the hourglass, which actually reverses everything, and actually goes way back to before the invasion, because you're actually invading a city at the beginning of the game. So now think about it, that means that you actually started as the bad guy. But you invade the city, that's where you find the dagger, and your father lets you keep it as a trophy for your first battle. That's why you have it in the first place. That no one knows except for the Vizier what it actually is. And the Vizier was promised a choice of the treasures in the kingdom, and of course the 2 that he wanted, the hourglass and the dagger, he was told that they were the only 2 that he couldn't touch. Because when the prince reveals that he has the dagger, he goes, "I revealed to you the dagger of something or other." Probably it's just a dagger of time. I can't remember exactly. But Vizier sees it and he sort of gasps, and you can tell that he wants it immediately. That's when he comes up and says, "Your Majesty, you promised me my choice of the kingdom's treasures. I choose that dagger." And he like tries to snatch it from you, but the prince like recoils away from him. And the king was very lovely in the game. Like he seemed like a genuinely nice guy, but you know what I mean, he's invading a kingdom, so I'm guessing he's not that nice. But he says, "Surely you won't deny the boy of a souvenir of his first battle. No, you may choose amongst the other relics." The vizier turns towards the hourglass because it's in the throne room, and they're in the throne room at the time. "Lift with your knees." And but as he looks around, the king looks at the hourglass and goes, "Accept that hourglass," saying that he can't have that either. And so the vizier's getting all angry. Maybe he turns around, smacks his staff onto the table, getting all irritated. Goes off. I don't remember exactly how it all happens. That's the end of the game, by the way. And you know, when you stab the dagger into the hourglass, it allows you to control go back however far you like. Because usually the dagger can go back, but it can only go back about 10 seconds, usually per vial, and it has X amount of vials. It gets more and more as you upgrade. And so when you stab it into the hourglass, you can go back as far as you like, and you go back to before the actual invasion. So, and then you go to find Vala, who turns out to be a princess. At least I think she was a princess. She was in a big room either way. And she's speaking to the vizier, and he's just doing the whole, you know, make sure you protect the dagger, blah 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 thing. Because the vizier is actually part of the other kingdom. He betrays them, so that's why he gets to choose the. Blah, 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 blah. So that's why he can choose the treasure. And when you finally get there, now obviously they see you've got the dagger. He tries to take it from you. Turns out he's actually really strong, even though he's a really old man, which is kind of annoying. But you beat him. My guy's gone crazy. Yes, it's just a W, mate. Calm down. And you end up beating him. You stab him with a knife. He dies. I'm assuming he dies. He comes back in the next game. I don't know. Then during the whole fight, they're talking, and that's when it reveals that the vizier is a traitor, and that's when the gunners, you know, the prince is my friend. He's helping me, etc., etc. And after he beats him, they have a little conversation. At one stage, she says, "I owe you my thanks," and in response to that, the prince kisses her. But then she pushes him off her, and says, "I said I owed you thanks. You assumed too much." He used the dagger to rewind time, so it goes back to before he kissed her, so that she wouldn't be upset with him, which I thought was hilarious at the time. I still do. And but as they're talking, he tells her. Before the fight with the vizier, before the vizier actually comes into a room, he tells her a story about everything that they happened, about how they met and everything, to him, by his perspective, like, before he rewound time and everything. Hey, I'm back. And, as what she says, "So he really was a traitor, but why did you tell me such an amazing story?" And of course, she thinks it was all made up. Then he does the kiss thing, she gets angry, "Hero once time, she's no longer angry." He goes, "You're right, it was all just a story." Gives her the dagger. He jumps off and he climbs down a tree. One of the things he can do in the game is you can shimmy up trees and poles. And he goes onto one of the trees and he starts to shimmy down. She goes, "Wait, I don't even know your name." He looks at her and goes, "You can just call me Kakaruthian," which I thought was I didn't really click at the time when I was a kid, because I was only a kid. I think I was about maybe 12 years old when I first played it. Excuse me. I think about 12 years old when I first played it, and that word, they get trapped underground at one stage, and they start having a conversation. It's in the dark, you can't hear anything, you can only hear them. Can't see anything, you can only hear them. and she says that her mother taught her a magic word that if you ever needed to escape from somewhere, you just say that word and a magic door would open, and the word was Kakaruthian. And as they say that, a door opens and they can escape. And then, that's how the game ends, with him saying, "You can call me Kakaruthian." He slides down the pole, she looks over the banister at him, and it just goes to the credits. Whee! So you can tell I'm a bit of a fan of the game. She's like, God, I missed that game. How long was I talking about Prince of Persia? I started talking about when I think I was on the water level. That's just the tutorial. Get your hand out from behind your head. Where are you? There you go. This one. Get your hand after my lord. This may not have looked at how I was hoping it was going to. Yep. Nope.
Yet they can't fly and never will.
That's right, but I can climb like the best of them. Just because I'm falling through the sky, he thinks I might want to fly or something. I'll see if I can find an easier way through this one. The way I went earlier was alright, but I kept getting stuck on areas. So I'll not have to do that again. See if I can go through here. Oh, up here. Oh, I can. Oh, that's much easier. Yeah. Almost missed. Whee. That was easy. Bye. Grab onto the tree. Stupid tree. Fly! I'm trying! Flap your wings. Nope, can't fly. Just like the noble chicken, I cannot fly. What other games were my favourites? God Hand was a pretty interesting one. And, had that on the PS2 a few years ago. Ended up selling my PS2 though, needed money, so I had an Xbox at the time, so I wasn't using my PS2 much, so I thought might as well sell it, see what I can get for it. And I've regretted it ever since. No, God Hand was pretty cool. I didn't really understand the story very much. It kind of felt like it was jumping halfway in, like it had no beginning. It was just, boom, you're here. It starts off with you walking in the desert. And it's called God Hand because you've literally got the hand of a god. This is a game that has like demons and everything like that in it. And how you got the God Hand, I don't know. I kind of assumed that he was just born with it because I never really explained how he got it. And I just assumed that he's always had it. Just from the way that they talk, that's kind of what it sounded like to me. Anyway, I climbed up there last time. I'm not doing it again. It takes ages. Just go with the smaller one. And anyway, there's 3 demons that are hunting you, and they want the God Hand. They never really explain why. And despite being demons and stuff, it was more of a comedy than anything. It wasn't really a horror. It was a funny game. It was silly. Reminded me a lot of Tekken actually. Now that I think about it, because it had a lot of lots of flashy fights and everything, like flashy moves, and some of them were pretty funny. And of course, being the hand of a god, it was a lot that it could do. And you had all these special moves that you could do once they were powered up. One of my favourites was Go Long, I think it was called. The guy does like the thing where they're in baseball, not baseball, yeah, baseball, or cricket, whatever. There's a thing where it's like sort of like does like the wind-up pitch, brings the leg up, does a big throw, and as he throws it, like a massive ball of energy that looks like a baseball goes flying to whoever it is that you're attacking. The main reason it was my favourite because it was funny, because if you killed an enemy with it, it did like a whole home runs kind of joke thing. I thought that was pretty funny. I always liked hearing it. And another one was like a nail driver, I think it was, which was basically one massive scissor kick, not scissor kick, that's wrong, axe kick, which basically just brings your legs straight up and straight down again, and usually onto someone's head, which does a ton of damage. But in this one, the reason it's called nail driver, because it actually drives them into the ground. And there was these 5 little dudes that played in the game, and they were, I can't remember what they called themselves. I called them a deck of cards, because they all sort of like modeled their suits after suits of cards. Like there was Heart, Diamond, Club. There's 5 of them though. I think one of them must have been yeah, there was Heart, Diamond, Club, and Joker. And Spade. I was missing on Spade. Spade's what I missed. Heart, Diamond, Club, Spade, and Joker. And you find them twice, but at one stage I wanted to sort of get all 5 of them buried into the ground. And if you're fighting a boss, you can bury them into the ground, but if they're not dead, they climb out again really quickly. But these guys, it was fun to knock them in because all you could see was the tiny little head sticking up. And it was very violent, slightly gory, but it was very funny. It was just silly. Now there's one bloke in it, another human. He had the devil hand, so naturally he's your mortal enemy and blah blah blah. Now to think about it, I actually never once finished that game. I got to the final fight at one stage, big boss, and the boss fights in this game were hard. Probably some of the hardest I can think of. And they actually end up summoning a massive demon. I don't know what the demon's story is. Don't know why they did it, or who the demon was that they summoned. I've got to climb up and I've got to get to this door. If I don't open it before I jump, I lose the level. I have to restart. Or I don't restart. I go back to where the dead tree was. But it's just And that's when he sees like how bad everything is for the first time when demons are in charge. And he never really thought about it, so he was a bit scared once it dawned on him. And he actually rips his arm off and throws it at you. I wonder if I can just walk, so I'm stuck there. Is it enough? Oh, yeah, it's enough. And he actually pulls his arm off, says, "Take it, I don't want it anymore." Throws it. I don't know if it was intentional or not, but he actually hits my guy with it, and it actually suddenly then my guy's got both the god and the devil hand. So, two arms of immortal beings. And then you have to fight the big monster. I don't know what happens after it because I never once managed to defeat it. And, it's probably like a 2-hour fight, and I never won. Anyway, if there was any two games I could play again, even just once to get a PS2 again, just so I could play for, it'd be one of those two games. Because they were fun. Good fun. Devil. Hee hee. Strong grip. Never mind. It was a strong grip, but then he fell. It's a bit hard to see when the camera is buried inside my guy's head. How about you, Kira? Do you have any old favourites? I know you used to and still do play Wolf Quest. How's that one going lately? Yeah. Yeah, no one can get up here. I've done it before. Get up. Just gotta get over here to break the glass. Otherwise it doesn't I keep saying it won't let me finish. I don't actually know if it will or won't. I just don't want to have to start over again. Just easier to climb over here and break the glass. Gotcha. Whee! Cause I'm free, free falling now. Oh, oh, oh. That's cool. Okami, was that the Japanese wolf game? It's like I think it was like a white wolf covered in red riding or something like that. Yep. That's the one then. So why do you like wolves so much, Kira? Do you just think they're beautiful animals? Because they are, but is there any other reason? Or is that like your spirit animal kind of thing? Gonna see if I can get this one this time. If I can get the hook up there onto the rope. I'm hoping I'll get an achievement out of it. Not an achievement, that's Xbox. Trophy. Yeah, trophies on the PlayStation. Wait. Stupid. Give me the hook. Oh, stay still, stick. Stay there. Gotcha. And great. This isn't good. Fair enough. Get a pair of wolves. You can have yin yang wolves. Can't get it. Oh man. because it didn't fall all the way down, it's not going to respawn now. If I can grab this thing without having to do that. Significantly harder to climb a pole than it is to climb a wall. That's fair enough. You say according to your family you've been facing them all your life. You mean like they used to say, like when you were a baby you used to have like a wolf pillow or something like that? Oh. Come on. I'm stuck in stuck. Sadly, no. Would you say that wolves are your spirit animal? Ugh, I give up. I give up on life. Oh, right, no fall damage. Dang it. Damn it. Full damn you. Thank you. Ah, crap. No, 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 no. Damn it. I failed. Oh, you stay down. I'm okay then. Stop grabbing onto the thing below you. That's better. Ah, crap. It's raining. It's raining and I've got clothes on the lawn. No, I give up. I'm falling down now. Takes too long. Probably try again later. Eventually, maybe. Don't know. It's always weird. You can see parts of the world falling down at the same time. Ah. Come on. And I'm drowning. Never mind. Not sure, then again, not many people know which one was a spirit animal. No, I did not. I did not know there was going to be a storm. Looked outside, I saw nothing but blue skies, so I chucked my clothes on the line instead of putting them in the dryer. I'm now regretting that decision. Because our old dryer broke. So I bought a new one. Because the family couldn't really afford to buy one on their own because they're not cheap, so I found one on Gumtree. And it works fine, but unfortunately it's an older model, so it's a bit expensive to run. So I got told that not to use it unless it was raining. So now if the sun's ever up, then I have to put my clothes on the line, which is a little bit frustrating because it takes about an hour for my clothes to dry if I put them in the dryer, but it takes better part of the day. And then of course now being winter, it's raining off and on, and it comes and goes really quick. So yeah, I should probably get them off the line eventually because that's all I've got to wear tomorrow. I'm going out tomorrow, so I'll have to have clean clothes. And as for the spirit animal, Kira, I definitely reckon that your spirit animal would be a wolf, or at least something similar. I can definitely see that in you. Because you're tough, you're loyal to your family, you're protective. And they're beautiful, you're beautiful, hee hee. And yeah, I can definitely see you having a wolf as a spirit animal, definitely. Did a test a little while ago to see which what spirit animal am I, and I got a sloth. And my whole family just laughed and said, yep, that's you, definitely. Then I got my dad to do the same test and he got a skunk. No worries. Are you sure? So I don't do much. Sloths don't do much. I pretty much just lounge around until something makes me move. The closest thing I have to a job still involves me sitting here and not moving. Boing, boing, boing. Trampoline! I can never make it all the way. Drives me nuts. Cause I'm free, free falling. Ow. Can you imagine if like the characters were sentient or something? Were sentient or something? The guy would just like, dude, there's a door right over there. Just go through that. Stop making me climb everything. Oh yay, back here again. Skippity doo da, skippity day, skip day. Hey, that was weird. Oh yeah, this thing carries you. Sort of. Trippy. And this should be the last big climb of the stream. Then there would be like Deadpool and oh right, yeah, they would. It took me a bit to realise that you were talking about the characters in the game. Did you end up seeing the new Deadpool 2 movie? Actually ended up being a lot better than I was expecting. It's better than the first one, which is not very common. Oh, Jurassic World, I'm so looking forward to that. Comes out this Thursday, doesn't it? Or is it next Thursday? I hope it's this Thursday, because I'm tired of waiting. I really want to see it. I absolutely love the Jurassic World movies. Jurassic Park. Dinosaur movies. Dinosaurs are cool. I'm debating whether or not to buy the game as well. It looks really good. Jacksepticeye did a video of it the other day. No, it looks really cool. It looks really immersive. Like you can even go first person as a character on the ground. Like you can tranquilize your dinosaurs that escape and things like that. But it's a bit expensive, like $100 for one game. It's a bit much, which is pretty much everything I've got after expensive. So this Thursday, yay! I'm taking a buddy of mine to see it for his for a late birthday present. That's the party that I got invited to that I went to last night. When I was supposed to be streaming. Study. So much fun though. Went down with him and my best mate Jacob, who the other guy's also really good friends with, and the other guy, Phil was his name, brought his. Well, he didn't bring his parents. The parents were there. They paid for. Me and my friend, we paid for ourselves, but we just gave them the cash, and then they paid for the things at the end of the night. And it was a super fun night. I kind of wish I wasn't driving because I wanted to have a proper drink, but I had to stick with the water. Because I'm a responsible person, damn it. But yeah, very fun night. And then the night I've got a poker set in my car. Actually, my stepmom's brought it off ages ago, and I've still got it in my car. And I brought it out thinking we could all sit around and have a game. It should be good fun. But by then everyone was tired, and everyone that could drink drank, so they were really drunk. No. Blah, blah, blah. Self-censoring at its finest. And Phil bought his, I don't know if she's his girlfriend or not, but he's a good friend either way. And she didn't know how to play poker. And Phil's mum had had a fair bit to drink, so she was too drunk to play poker. Oh, for crying out. And that's better. No, still ended up being a fun night. I ended up winning the game. So I'm halfway through, everyone was starting to get bored, because Phil doesn't know how to play, but he was just randomly betting and raising when he could, and he kept winning, and everyone kept losing money to him, but I kept folding whenever I had bad hands, because I don't play bad hands, because you just lose your money. So I'm actually pretty good at bluffing, but people tend to call bluffs, so I'd rather not. And so, because we wanted to end the night, because we were all a bit tired, so we decided to finish it off. So just do all in. Everyone did all in, and one hand, so we couldn't exchange cards afterwards. Just whoever had the best hand won. And I ended up winning with 3 of a kind kings. Yeah, it was a good night. I came home and I was absolutely buggered though. Just came home straight to bed. Which is, it looks kind of weird on the camera. It looks like my head's just kind of floating there. I'm wearing a black shirt. Dude, this looks like my head's sitting on the controller. Yeah. I'm back. Oopsie daisy. Boom, 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 boom. Ah. Well, it is human fall flat. He's gonna fall a lot. Bugger. Get him. Bugger again. Let's get it right up this time. Hey. My guy suddenly can't go as far as he used to be able to. That's vaguely irritating. That's better. So don't jump, just walk off. Alright. Must be tired, yeah. He's been climbing all over the place tonight. You know, this is the second time I've gotten to the last level. I haven't done a single one of the puzzles. Should have called this stream "How to Cheat at Human Fall Flat." E. Gotcha. Don't fall. Come back here. Hey. For some reason this music reminds me of Phantom of the Opera. Yeah, I don't know why, it just makes me think of Phantom of the Opera. Which is weird because I don't think I've ever actually properly listened to Phantom of the Opera. When it comes to operas, I don't think any can beat Les Miserables. Used to never listen to opera, then I listened to that when I was in year 11, I think it was. Yeah, year 11. I went to a Manager Baptist College for a little while. I absolutely hated it. It's a very religious school. No, well, I haven't got an issue with people believing in God and that. I don't. And so every morning I had to go and pray at the beginning of the day, and I hated that, especially because they wouldn't let me leave until I prayed. And at one stage I asked my math teacher for help, and she said that I should pray to God for help. Because I'm sitting there kind of going, this is a $5,000 course, and you're telling me to pray to God for help instead of you just helping me. And I just... no. Eventually I managed to convince my mum to let me change schools, went to a private school. Not a public school, sorry. Went from a private school to a public school. And I went to Ventura for a little while. I was only there for about a year or two. Year and a half. And there, second time finished. Oh, my hand's hurt now. And yeah, just listen to Alfie Boe singing as John Valjean. That was the first time I heard someone with a voice as powerful as that, and I've just loved it ever since. I mean, yes, we did meet in Pedro High. Guy keeps getting stuck in the letters. Anywho, how long has this been going? For an hour and a half. That's what I originally said I was planning on doing this for anyway. Well, I don't think he has bones, so probably not. Just- that's the same W you got caught on last time, just for. Next letter I'm grabbing. Assuming he can grab. There it goes. There. Mighty. Would you care for some tea? Hehehe. I'm falling very slowly. Let's pick up the pace. Whee! F. I don't know if I'm just too immature for something, but I can't think of the letter F that I think of the word fuck. Is that weird, or does everyone else do that as well? Although if I'm being honest, I am pretty immature. I gotta go. Ow. No, not weird, okay. Ah. I feel the first thing in the stand-up is his head's just kind of going, huh? Yeah, it's a gorilla. Grab onto the edge and angle like a monkey. Here's to the monkey. Here's to the monkey. Da 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 da. Choo-choo, choo-choo, choo-choo. Have Spider-Man who? Yeah, he does. Did you see the Spider-Man Homecoming costume that he made for himself? I don't know if he made it or if he bought it, but he wore it. I think that was when he was going to Comic-Con, or to something similar. Might have been E3. I don't know. I don't know what kind of conventions he goes to. The only way to come from the opposite side of that door is to climb underneath and come back up again. Whee! I can fly! Whew. This headphone's good, but they hurt after a little while because it's still new, so the cups are very tight. he probably did, but he actually it was when he did it for a vlog, not for a let's play. So he was actually walking around the convention somewhere, taking photos of people with everyone and stuff like that. I don't know. It was a little while ago. I think it was just before he went on his tour, which I think is insane. Like, don't get me wrong, it's really cool that he's able to do it, but to be able to go on tour like that, to actually have, yeah, actually go on tour like that, to actually have shows planned, to actually going around on a bus and everything, from doing YouTube videos, that's on a scale that I can't imagine ever being on. But no, he definitely deserves the success he's had. He's worked bloody hard to get it. I mean, 2 videos a day for like what, 5-6 years? That's a damn lot of movies, and that's a lot of work that you had to put in every single day. And I know he's got a Robin now, so he has help with the editing, but he still does a fair bit of editing himself. And like setting up the recording studio, setting up the thumbnails and stuff. And Tim, he's still the one that does it, as far as I know at least. I'm not an expert, I'm just the guy, but still, the amount of work that he has to put in order to get the success he has is insane. Yeah, doesn't sleep. Sleep is for the weak! Nah. Anywho, an hour and 38 minutes. That was a fun little game. Then ended up going for a lot longer than I was actually expecting it to. But yeah, that was fun. Now I've got to decide what to do for the next game. I get paid tomorrow, well tonight technically. So excuse me. So I'm most likely to be getting a new game tonight. Not really sure if I can find a good one that I reckon I do a good stream or a good video of, and I'll probably buy it. But it comes down to the cost really, because still unemployed, games cost a lot of money. On average, $80, and that's. I mean, after I pay my rent and everything I need to, I've probably got maybe $100 total to put in my pocket. But so I really don't want to spend all of that at once on a game. But at the same time, you know, what else am I going to spend it on? Don't really need it for anything, so I might as well buy a game with it. I'll see what I can do. If the Jurassic Park, or World game, whatever, whichever one it is out, then I most likely end up buying that, because I will find a game, but I need sleep. I didn't wake up until 4 in the afternoon, so I'm not that tired. It's like I've always been a bit of a night owl. I prefer being awake at night than to being awake in the morning. It's a lot quieter during night, or at night, not during night. It is it's 11:15 at the moment, and I feel fine. It feels like the middle of the day to me. Anyway, don't really know what to do now. I got given Call of Duty 3, Black Ops 3, for free on the PS4, so I thought that was pretty cool. Never really been a fan of army games though, but it's mainly because, you know, especially when they made out true stories like the one that they did of World War II. It's mainly because, you know, that's one of the most horrible things that ever happened to humanity on all of Earth, and they make a game out of it. To me, that seems just like a bit like a taboo that really is something you really shouldn't do. But like, they're not rude about it or anything. I mean, they don't pull any punches. They made it seem as bad in the game as it would be in real life, and even people that actually were in World War II have seen it and gone, yep, that's close. So they're very respectful about it, but it's the kind of thing that I just don't like playing. But Black Ops 3 though, I mean, I play a little bit of it at the very beginning of the game. Your character gets both of her legs just completely mangled and both of their arms ripped off by a robot. So that's not really realistic World War stuff, so I'm not that apprehensive about playing it, but at the same time, I mean, it is humanity, it is the army, it is the war. And, it's it's the kind of thing that I just have trouble playing after a while. But I'll probably give it a go anyway, because honestly I've not got anything else new to play. um, I think the next stream I do might be either Just Cause 3 or one of the prototype games, because I got both of them a little while ago. I might possibly do Mirror's Edge Catalyst. It's a fun game, but it's the kind of thing where it's not really slow paced, but it's very story driven. There's a lot of talking in it, and I wouldn't be able to talk very much like this. It'd most likely be the kind of game where I don't have this camera in the corner going. I'd be talking online to anyone that's in chat, but I'd be typing. I wouldn't actually be speaking like I am now. But I prefer doing this though, so that might not happen. The only time that I usually go for a non-commentary video is when the house is too loud and everyone's, because the microphone picks up sounds really, because the room that I live in my parents' house at the moment it was actually built after the house was bought and paid for, so the wall that actually separates me from the rest of the house is made out of plywood. It's super thin, sounds come through very easily. Even when I have headphones on and listening to games, I can hear people walking up and down the hallway. So if I can hear it, the microphone's definitely picking it up. So that's why I usually wait until the kids aren't here when it gets a bit later in the day. But yeah. Anyway, I'm gonna head off. Thanks everyone very much for coming. Kira, thanks a lot for coming again. Thanks very much for talking. That makes these so much more fun. Otherwise, I'm just talking to myself all day. And yeah, my ears are actually starting to hurt a bit, especially this one, because I usually have it like that. I usually have one ear free, so that I can hear if anyone calls me. But so this seems to be still. So anyway, guys, I'm gonna head off. Thanks very much for coming. And this is MysticEye. I'll be seeing you.